The film opens at a New York high school where Kyle Kingston is running for Green Committee president. Kyle is the kind of person the school revolves around: wealthy, attractive, popular, and completely aware of all three. His campaign speech does not bother pretending to care about the environment. He tells the student body plainly that they will vote for him because he is the rich, good-looking son of a famous news anchor, and he is right. The crowd loves it. At the school dance following the election, Kyle publicly humiliates a classmate named Kendra, a girl with an unusual appearance, covered in tattoos, who had spoken against him during the campaign with quiet confidence and no apparent concern for what he thought of her. He calls her names in front of the crowd, has her refused entry at the door for not having the right ticket, and dismisses her completely. He does not think about it again the moment he walks inside. It is the kind of cruelty that feels effortless to someone who has never had to account for how he treats people. What Kyle has not registered is that Kendra is a witch. She has been watching him carefully since before the campaign, and this evening has told her exactly what she needed to know. That night, Kendra appears in Kyle's apartment. She is done with the version of Kyle that the world has been tolerating. She places a curse on him. His exterior will now reflect what he actually is on the inside. His appearance transforms. His body is covered in tattoos and scars, and his handsome face is gone entirely. He looks monstrous. She gives him 1 year. If he can find someone who genuinely loves him and says so before the spring flowers bloom, the curse will lift. If he cannot, this is what he becomes permanently. Kyle goes to his father. Rob is visibly disturbed. He starts making calls immediately and takes Kyle to specialists across the city, determined to reverse what has happened through medicine or surgery. Nothing works. The changes are fixed. They will not heal, cannot be grafted over, and will not respond to anything medical science has available. Unable to have Kyle visible in his world, this disfigured stranger where his handsome son used to be, Rob arranges a private townhouse outside the city. He installs Zola, the family's warm and loyal Jamaican housekeeper, and hires a blind tutor named Will. Kyle understands immediately what is happening. He tells his father to stop pretending that concern for Kyle's well-being is driving any of this. He tells him they should stop pretending they have a real relationship at all. Rob does not argue the point. With time on his hands and no social life to maintain, Kyle begins to change in small ways. Will, who lost his sight at 15 and has had to build a sense of self without the mirror that Kyle has always relied on, becomes an unexpectedly honest presence in the townhouse. Will has no particular interest in being tactful about Kyle's situation, but he is not cruel about it either. He tells Kyle that how others look at you is not the actual point. The question is how you look at yourself. He says this from a position of having genuinely figured it out, not from a position of theory. Kyle is not ready to receive it, but he is in the same room with it every day and things begin to shift. He spends his nights watching a girl from the neighborhood. Her name is Lindy Taylor. He knew her slightly from school. She was the scholarship student who called him out during the campaign, the one who said it genuinely and then walked away without needing a response. He watches her from a distance, drawn to her in a way he cannot fully explain. He does not approach her. Then Lindy's life is disrupted in a way that brings her directly into his. Her father, an addict struggling to stay ahead of the people he owes, witnesses a drug dealer named Victor commit a killing in their apartment. Victor wants something in exchange for keeping quiet about what Lindy's father knows. He wants Lindy. Her father, cornered and panicking and not thinking straight, considers it. Kyle has been watching from across the neighborhood, close enough to understand what is happening. He steps in. He negotiates directly with Lindy's father. Kyle will take Lindy in, keep her safe from Victor, and her father does not have to do what Victor is asking. The father agrees. Lindy is told that she needs to go with someone, for her safety, but none of the actual situation is explained to her. She arrives at the townhouse angry, disoriented, and completely unwilling to accept that a stranger in a hidden house is somehow for her own good. She makes clear that any physical proximity from Kyle will result in her tasering him. It is not a warm beginning. Kyle introduces himself to Lindy as Hunter. She is angry and wary and has no interest in trusting anyone in this situation. But she is also someone who looks at the world with more curiosity than resentment, even when the world is being unkind to her. She starts reading. The townhouse has an enormous library, and she works through it with real appetite. She connects immediately with Will, whose directness and lack of self-pity she seems to respond to. Zola cooks and keeps the household running and provides the only reliable warmth the house contains. Very slowly, over weeks, the edges of Kyle and Lindy's dynamic begin to soften. They start talking in the evenings, not performing anything, not managing impressions, just speaking honestly to another person about whatever is actually in their heads. It is something neither of them has had much practice doing. Kyle builds an entire greenhouse and fills it with roses, not as a declaration of anything, but as an expression of care that does not need a strategy behind it. He does it because she loves roses and because he wants to do something real for someone for the first time in his memory. When the roses bloom, he shows her. Lindy stands in the greenhouse and understands what she is looking at. The gesture is understated and genuine and nothing like the polished performance that used to define everything Kyle did. Something is growing between them that neither of them has the vocabulary for yet, but both of them can feel it clearly. 5 months into the year, Kyle tracks Kendra down and begs her to end it. He argues that he has changed, that he understands what he did and why it was wrong, that he has learned the lesson she intended. Kendra listens and tells him plainly, he has not learned anything yet. Not really. She leaves him with 7 more months and no shortcuts available. Kyle decides to tell Lindy the truth. He explains who he actually is, Kyle Kingson, not Hunter, and how she came to be living with him. He tells her about the curse. He tells her everything. Lindy is thrown by it. She is hurt by the deception and needs time to process the realization that the person she has been getting to know has been living under a hidden name. She does not immediately respond with forgiveness, but she also does not walk away permanently, and that means something. Then the danger that brought Lindy to the townhouse in the first place catches up. Victor tracks her down and comes looking. He is not there to negotiate. Kyle steps between them. He does not hesitate and does not calculate. He simply moves to protect her, with no thought for what it costs him personally. It is the action of a person who has become genuinely invested in someone else's safety without condition. A year ago, he had her turned away from a dance for not having the right ticket. The distance between those two moments is the whole point of what the curse was supposed to teach him. The spring flowers are blooming. The year is almost up. Lindy has been spending time with Kyle, the real Kyle, the one she now knows everything about, and what she feels for him has only become more certain as the distance between them has narrowed. She tells him she loves him. The words are simple and she means them completely. The curse breaks. Kyle's transformation reverses. The scars and tattoos fade. His face returns. He is himself again on the outside, but not the same self he was before. The inside has genuinely changed, and the outside catching up is not a triumph over anything but his own previous smallness. He and Lindy are together. The film ends with Kyle and Lindy simply moving forward together, into a life neither of them planned and both of them chose, for reasons that have nothing to do with appearance or social standing or what their fathers told them about the world.